Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. It's already known now, Federico Gatti officially extended his contract until 2028 yesterday. Beautiful. Why? Because we are speaking about meritocracy, and if there is a player that really deserved one more year on paper with Juventus, it is Federico Gatti for everything that he showed, that grinta, because he embodies grinta. Well, it is Federico Gatti, I'm super happy. The second thing that makes me really happy is that yesterday I had the opportunity to spend 35 minutes with him live and also the backstage before starting the live with him. What a guy, what a fantastic person. And it makes me really proud that the day after, when you are opening the papers, Gazzetta dello Sport, etc., Tutto Sport, you see that the entirety of the interview has been written there. Why is it important for me? Because you know that when I'm preparing an interview with a player, it's always structure. I leave a lot of room, of course, for a question from the supporters in the chat, but the structure is already there. And I always prepare them with one thing in mind. If I was a supporter, which I am of course, but if I was a random supporter from around the world, what is the question that I would ask to Federico? What would a fan know? So I really try to see it not as a journalist, because I'm not a journalist, but as a real supporter. And when I see that these texts, the interview is reported entirely, well, it makes me really proud because it's a hard work. So I'm happy. Yesterday I already uploaded the video of the entirety of the interview translated in English on the channel. You can go in detail about what has been said, but now for the people that missed it, I just want to recap it in 3 things. The first one, he really knows where he's coming from and he's embracing, enjoying the moment he's living. That's one thing. The second thing is that he's dreaming about winning a trophy with Juve. That's what he said to us, but not only because he's dreaming about winning a trophy, but also because he's already watching it. He's already making the movie in his mind. You know, when you are visualizing something, that's what he's doing. Speaking about, you know, the parade with the bus without roof and the chants from the supporters, this was really, really touching. The third thing is that he said, I have chosen the number 4 for a particular reason, but I will not reveal it now. So yesterday when I made a video, I asked the people from the channel, the Juventini of the world, can you please try to guess why he has chosen the number 4? So I received a lot of comments. The first one was from Kaushik that said probably it's someone from his family that was using the number 4 in the past. Could be Kaushik, but I highly doubt it, because why would he not reveal it, you know? The second thing that I saw was from our friend Aris that said 4 promotion until Serie A and Juve arrival. Could be, of course, D, G, B, Serie A, but that's something that has already been accomplished. So why would he keep it secret? I think that from the moment that he's already playing in Serie A, he would have said it is for the 4 promotion. But then there was another one that really made me think and could have been a possibility. From Karn that said, Gatti dreams of winning the Scudetto number 40 with Juve and getting the 4th star above the Juve logo. That's why he chose the number 4. Well, I like that one. I really like that one. Ragazzi, now we will enter, of course, in the diverse topics of today's video. We'll speak about Douglas Costa. We'll speak about Mercato. I'm asking you, really, if you want to put a maximum of like on the channel, continue to subscribe. And if you didn't yet, put the notification ring on so that whenever we are going live, that you are acknowledged. Now we open Gazzetta dello Sport that is speaking, of course, about that big loss of Milan 3-0. Darkness Milan, Buio Milan, with Theo Hernandez on the ground and with Kylian Mbappé that was celebrating. On Corriere dello Sport, you see Diablo, the devil, not the Red Devils of Milan, but the devil of Mbappé that scored a fantastic, beautiful goal. A bit a la Del Piero Real Madrid, even if the one of Del Piero was much more beautiful, but that beautiful dribble in the box in that goal was just beautiful, just fantastic. Now, speaking about, and Lazio also lost yesterday 3-1, a disaster for the Italian clubs in Italy yesterday. Anyway, speaking about that, you know what impressed me a lot was that Milan gave up immediately. It's already the 5th game in Champions League in a row that they are not able to score, and they have players, Pulisic, they have Leao, they have Giroud, but they are not able to score. But more than that, more than really negative record, it's the fact that they give up. I remember that we played against Paris Saint-Germain twice we lost 2-1, and even if Paris Saint-Germain was stronger of Juventus, we are speaking about the Paris Saint-Germain of Mbappé, Messi, Neymar, pre-World Cup, where they really wanted to give everything on the field. Well, Juventus didn't give up. They were fighting, being aware, even if the last game, the sixth game of the group, was not counting at all anymore, they were giving everything. Well, Milan just gave up. At the 60th minute, it was over. There was a gap in terms of level that was incredible. But you know, another thing that impressed me a lot was Zaïre Emery. It's not the first time that I'm watching, because from time to time, when they are playing, especially on Friday, and there are no Serie A games, I'm watching Paris Saint-Germain or Liga. Zaïre Emery, impressive, 17 years old. And that's what I also want to link it with the video of yesterday, which I received a lot of your comments, and a lot of ones were disagreeing with me, because we spoke about the young players, about Max Allegri giving the chance to young players and so on. And I really appreciated all the comments, especially the ones that were against me, because they were written in a really beautiful, respectful way. So thank you for that, really, I appreciate it. And a lot of you were correctly, probably I exaggerated in praising in a way. On the other side, I don't change my mind, because I see an incredible evolution. Anyway, you know what I wanted to come back on? Yesterday we saw, and 2 days ago in Champions League, we saw Zaïre Emery with Paris Saint-Germain. We saw Bellingham, 20 years old. Zaïre Emery, 17. Bellingham, 20. Musiala, 20 years old. Lamine Yamal, 16 years old. I didn't play a perfect game, but it was really great anyway with Barcelona. And I could even speak about much more players from that category between 16 and 20 years old. Ragazzi, we are working on our youth and we are doing extremely well. And I'm super proud about the next gen project. Now, let's be honest, the players that we saw at the moment arriving in the first team are much stronger than our recent past. I would even tell about our past in entirety, much stronger, because there is a huge investment. But at the moment, let's be honest, we don't have Musiala, Bellingham, Lamine Yamal. We don't have these players, Zaïre Emery, or at least these players are not yet today at the level of these players. Maybe a Dean Huijsen will reach it really fast, but at the moment, no. And I can tell you that if we would have players at the caliber of these guys that I just mentioned, they would play as starters in Serie A. You want an example? Well, go back to a Paul Pogba that was 19 years old and that was a starter with Conte, with Allegri at Juventus. Anyway, that was to close the chapter. If you can tell me that one of our youth players are as strong as the other ones, of course, I will go back. Now, that doesn't mean that Juventus want to give up on youth players, because we know it. Juventus is following two important young players. One we already revealed yesterday, Joao Neves from Benfica. Super young talent, incredible talent, a midfielder that is always playing in a 4-2-3-1, a bit more in a two-man defense, a bit more on the right. That can be so important for Juventus, but of course, young, 19 years old, coming from the Portuguese league, going in a team like Juventus. We don't know if he will give immediately his best, but that's one that is to monitor, and Juventus is monitoring him. The other one that Juventus is monitoring is the one of Antwerp, Arthur Vermeeren, because even yesterday Nicolo Schira reported it. They were again scouts in the Bolhuis Stadium in Antwerp in Belgium. They were again following that guy. It's the second time that we are following him. He's born in 2005 and he's already a starter. He played all the games in Belgian League. He played all the games in Champions League. Ragazzi, if it was a name that I was not really particularly watching or following, well, now, because the insistency of the news, it's a player that I will try to watch. Who knows, maybe live, and I will tell you a bit more about how he's playing. So these players, of course, you will have to spend cash on these players. And Juventus wants to pay cash. These players will not be part of the next gen project because they are already players that could arrive in first team. What is Juventus doing? Also, of course, investing in youth. And I don't know if you remember, but this summer we spoke about a young Polish player, Patrick Mazur, 16 years old, born in 2007. The guy is impressing everyone at Juventus. He's already close to go to the under 19. So that step immediately after a few months of the start of the season. He's 16 years old and he can already play with the under 19. The team of Paolo Montero, which is fantastic. He's also a midfielder. He's playing in front of the defense when we are playing with three midfielders. He can play there also with two-man midfield. A player that is doing quite well. And to confirm you and to tell you even more about that, this week at 16 years old was already training with the first team of Max Allegri. Attenzione, because these are the signs that they are saw, that they are noticed, and that we already give them opportunities to feel the first team. Not that they will play immediately, not that they will be called up against Verona because we don't have a lot of midfielders, but just to tell ragazzo, you did well to sign you with Juve. You are now going up from 17 to 19. You can already train sometimes with the first team with players alla Vlahovic, alla Federico Chiesa, alla Rabiot, alla Locatelli to improve even more and even faster. So Juventus is doing a great job. Now, of course, you can't have only a team of under 17s, under 19, especially if you don't have the players that I mentioned you a bit earlier. By the way, Barcelona is doing a fantastic job with La Cantera. But on the other side, you also need a bit of experienced player, and this is what Tuttosport is reporting today. Juve Missioni champions, Juventus champions mission. Why? Because we know it. We were already speaking about Samardzic, and I will not repeat everything that we already said about the guy. Samardzic that is in a way super young, but on the other side already an expert of Serie A because he's already playing with Udinese. On the other side, we are following another ex-Serie A player, that is Rodrigo De Paul. And why are we linked with this player? Do you remember the words of Giuntoli in press conference that said, yes, we will go towards young players. Yes, we want to continue to invest in our next gen project. But on the other side, we are also monitoring the foreign market to have also some experienced player. And that's super important to have the right balance between young and experienced player. Well, if we are speaking about Rodrigo De Paul, he is an experienced player. I told you, not my first choice, not a player I would go for, but I tell you the reason why we are monitoring him and why he's on the first page of Tuttosport, together with Højbjerg, a player from Tottenham that, again, I am not a big fan of. I don't believe that's the player that we need in the winter. But anyway, these two players are followed by Juventus to increase that maturity, to increase that experience in the midfield. Not only with young players a la Joao Neves or Vermeeren that are not for the winter market, but maybe for the next summer. Now, we finish with Douglas Costa. The crazy news. Flash. You see the shirt behind me with the number 11. I am a big, huge, incredible, great fan of Douglas Costa. Flash. Not a lot of players made me fall in love with football like Douglas Costa. Ragazzi, Flash, the dribbles, velocity, short space dribbles, mamma mia, was able to create. At a certain moment, he even say, I don't care about scoring, I prefer to assist, you know. Fantastic player, I really loved him, and I was sad that he was made of glass. Yesterday, crazy news on Tuttosport by Mirko Di Natale that said, pazza idea Juve, crazy Juve idea. Si pensa al ritorno di Douglas Costa. They are thinking about the return, the comeback of Douglas Costa. Now, shocking news, especially because I'm an emotional guy, you know it. You know, when I have some affection for a player, I love that they are back because we are a big family. But on the other side, I was really trying to think rationally. I said it's impossible. So I checked a bit with the people that I know. They said, Beppe, it's not that Juventus is thinking about Douglas Costa, it's more the entourage of Douglas Costa himself that are a bit sending some signs that they want to go back to Juve and that they would be open. The journey, his club journey with LA Galaxy is over in MLS, he's a free agent and he would love to come back, which is a bit more understandable. Would I love to have him back? Ragazzi, if we are speaking about romantic football, yes, of course, but realistically, no. Like I don't want Bernardeschi, like I don't want some comebacks that we already heard about in the last few weeks. Douglas Costa, grazie, fantastic. I would love to have you in the stands, in the stadium, you know, but on the field, it's another story. Anyway, today there was a beautiful article from Mirko Di Natale that explained a bit more and that is a bit consolidating, a bit confirming what I told you. It's more Douglas Costa's entourage that are sending signs to Juve than Juve that is looking for the Brazilian 33 years old player. So what is the title of today's article? Clamoroso, bomba Douglas Costa. No player in the world would refuse Juventus, a club that I love and I would love and I'm dreaming to go back in the family. So 4 topics that he spoke about. The first question was, what about the Arab League? He said, yes, it's a league I'm really interested in. But then he said, you know, you are linked to Juve. What about Juve? No player in the world can refuse Juventus. It's the club of my heart, which I love, and I certainly would never deny a call from the club. You see? He would never deny a club call for a club. What I want most now is to be there fighting to get back to the glory days, because I know that together with our fans it would be possible to do it, and it is at the highest level that Juventus must always be and compete. Beautiful words. He continues, because of course Mirko Di Natale is asking, do I understand it really well that you would go back and accept the Juventus call? He said, of course yes, and there is a reason. In addition to the challenge of bringing the club back amongst the best in the world, I support Juventus. He's saying that he's a supporter, that he's a tifoso, a Juventino tifoso, and no player in the world would be able to say no to them. Again, no player in the world could say no and could refuse an offer for Juve. So he's really insisting a lot of time. Juve, Giuntoli, I am here, call me, and I say yes immediately. He spoke about the fact when they called him the first time that he accepted immediately, because Juventus is a family, a team of warriors, a team born to compete and to be champion every year. What about today's Juve? Well, he said, I always follow every single game of Juve. I don't miss one. Coach Allegri is one of the most special coaches I have worked with. I have a lot of affection, gratitude and respect for him. He is always and has always give his all every single day for Juventus, because he's a coach who gives a lot regardless of the circumstances. So another player is speaking well about Max Allegri. So it's not only Allegri out, people that exist in the world, but you also have people that know him personally that are speaking well about him. Then finishing with the last topic, about the fans, that yesterday a lot of them said, I would love to see Douglas Costa back. By the way, let me know in the comment what you think about Douglas Costa return. He said, I thank all the fans infinitely. I carry every fan in my heart. The moments in Turin were unforgettable, but who knows what the future may hold. Maybe we'll be there together to write more victorious chapters of this story. It would definitely be a dream to return to the family fino alla fine. So ragazzi, not bad. In terms of affection, I love when ex-players are speaking well about our team, about the time they had at Juventus. Again, if tomorrow you tell me, Beppe, Douglas Costa is coming back, ragazzi, I celebrate, I have a smile until here. Because I'm a romantic soul, I will always be like that. Then, if you tell me, Beppe, it's a Douglas Costa that is in perfect form, why not? But if yesterday we made a video, I told you, Sancho, I don't know where you put him in that team. I don't know where you put the Douglas Costa of 33 years old, especially because he's a left foot player. If you put him on the left side of the field in a 3-5-2, forget about it. Anyway, it's a beautiful story. It's always a beautiful story. And thank you to Douglas for the beautiful words. I will cherish his shirt even more now. Ragazzi, maximum of comments in the chat section, because I love to read you. You see, I read them, then I pick the comments, I put them up. Continue to like the video. If you didn't yet, continue to subscribe. Grazie, forza, Juve.